Hello. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you're watching this and wherever you're joining from. My name is Oluwatobiloba Anjorin, and I am the program's associate of SDC Launchpad Startup School. Welcome. We're so happy to have everyone here. Please let me know if anybody can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. You can drop a comment, you can do something, reaction, anything. Let me know if anyone can hear me. I'll be glad. Welcome once again to this amazing session. Welcome to the SDC Launchpad Showcase Day. Awesome. Thank you so much, Victor, for that. Thank you so much. Thank you. Awesome. I'm so glad to hear this. Welcome once again. Welcome to the SDC Launchpad Showcase Day. This is an amazing day. So the Launchpad program is an 8 weeks program of the SDC Launchpad SDC Startup School. And it's a platform and it's a session where all the founders get on board and they are trained. They attend sessions, they attend meetings, they attend advisory session, founder session, and are trained. It's a boot camp. It is rigorous and it's an amazing session. Today is the showcase day where they come to tell us about these amazing ideas that they have been cooking for the past 8 weeks. And we have some really amazing founders ready to showcase all that they have actually been cooking for the past 8 weeks. I promise you that you want to sit tight and watch this amazing section. Once again, welcome. I see people are still joining. Please, as much as possible, try and share the link. Let everyone know that we have started, and make sure everyone is on board. Share the link with your friends, on your WhatsApp group, on your WhatsApp status, with your community. Let everyone come and join this amazing session. Welcome once again. We're going to be starting in a few minutes. Once again, welcome, and I am so excited to see everyone. Welcome once again. Thank you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, everybody. Once again, welcome to SDC Launchpad Showcase Day. We are so happy and so excited to have everybody here. Once again, welcome. Kindly let me know in the comment section, drop a chat, drop an email. Welcome once again, everybody. Welcome. We're going to be starting good afternoon, good evening, depending on the time. Of course, depending on the time you're going to be rewatching this live section, card showcase. We are so excited to have every one of you here. We're happy to have you here and have you listen to all that our amazing founders have been working on for the past 8 weeks. Trust me, you will not want to miss this. So sit back with your cold drink, whatever you have, and your popcorn, and enjoy this session. This testing is going to be amazing. So without any further ado, we're going to be starting, and I'm going to be welcoming Cynthia Ichisom to the stage. I'm going to be welcoming Cynthia Ichisom to the stage to give us welcome address. And yes. Hi
Hi
Cynthia, good
everyone.
morning.
Hi Toby. Thanks for having me. You know, making a welcome address sometimes feels like you have to give like a full-on speech. But I want to do it differently, and that's because
All right.
I actually want to share something from my heart. Right, I want to share the reason why we decided to do SDC Launchpad, and even SDC Startup School. I started this 2 years ago, and this was shortly after I had returned from my MSc degree on entrepreneurship, innovation, and management in the UK. Right, and one of the biggest takeaway from me from that experience was the fact that there was a lot of investment in like teaching individuals on how to become founders, like turning individuals to actual founders. And it wasn't just a collage of like YouTube videos that, most African founders have access to, but it was under like a rich curriculum. There's a beginning and there's an end. There is where you start from, and then there's where you're expected to end. And there are metrics and, things that you need to look out for to be sure that you're on the right path. And that was a big takeaway. And I said to myself, we don't really have that in Africa, in Nigeria specifically, right? Entrepreneurship, my entrepreneurial education at that time was learning how to make soap, and learning how to do bead making. So that was entrepreneurship 101. So there wasn't any structured curriculum for how to become founders, and that led to a lot of mistakes. And interacting with these individuals, these founders, they spend years, they're passionate about this idea, they really want to bring it to life, but they just don't know how to go about it. And so because of that, they start out with the knowledge that they have, and they take through a very long process, spend a lot of money trying to bring that idea into reality. And that's a big deal for Africa, because we don't have as much resources as the guys in the West that can spend thousands of dollars making mistakes. We don't have that luxury. And so it's really important that we get the education as early as possible. And one of the major things that was missing is the primary education, right? For startup founders, primary education was missing. I mean, you have a lot of incubators and accelerators, clearly. I mean, I've been a startup advisor and still a startup advisor across a couple of them. But one of the major issues with those platforms was the fact that these individuals didn't have that primary education. And so, because of that, they would get into those programs and they didn't have they didn't know how to do 1+1. And when it's time for them to write junior or IEC, they can't do those big submissions and big calculations. And so my goal was just to focus on that primary education, which is why we started SDC Startup School, right? To to be able to put that information in a curriculum that these individuals, from anywhere in the world can just participate in those classes and they can get that education. And we did that, it was first by cohorts. We did about 4 cohorts before we now made it self-paced and online for people to, watch from all over the world. And the feedback from it has been amazing. So far, we have over 1,700 students. and from across 30 plus countries. We're looking at countries in China, we're looking at countries in Gambia, Rwanda, that's even within Africa, and then we've seen countries outside, Africa. And so that has been a truly, truly powerful moment for us to see that this education that I was thinking of, is possible, and it's out there to these individuals. But then after a while, we started getting some of these students saying that we want to be able to practice what has been taught to us via these classes. Is there a way we can get that close up support? And so we made a graduate school, which is what we're participating in, which is called the Launchpad. It's an opportunity for individuals, who have gone through the startup school to get close supervision, not just from me, but from advisors and facilitators, with great global experience to get that support. And then we've seen how this particular launchpad has really transformed people, to be honest, because you have a founder who has been working on something for 2 years, 3 years, spending a lot of money in the process, and they come to the program and they realize that, oh, what they've been doing all the while is actually not so good. And now they get that support, and they're able to move at a faster rate at the right direction. So for me, what we are doing today is just celebrating these individuals, right? And really acknowledging them, and also presenting them to amazing judges to give them feedback and insights, to give them the opportunity to pitch what they've been working on, build that confidence, for the world that, they're about to get into. So I'm truly, truly glad about this, gathering. I'm truly glad that you guys are watching in. And I'm also really grateful to the facilitators, who took out time to really build these individuals, to the advisors, to the founders who showed up in those advisory sessions. I want to say thank you. And trust me, the best is yet to come. The next batch will be opening up in August, and we can't wait to receive all our SDC Startup School students from across the world. Thank you so much for having me. And I can sit back, relax as you listen to these founders share what they've been working on for 8 weeks. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Cynthia. That was amazing. Thank you. Please, a round of applause for Cynthia. That was really, 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 really amazing. Thank you so much. Right about now, we are going to be having a testimonial section from one of our launchers, and everyone that enrolled in the launcher. So right now, we're going to be having a session from one of our launchers, and they're going to share their words and basically speak to us about her experience. So join me as I welcome Esther to the stage. Esther, if you can hear me, the stage is all
Hello,
yours
thank
right
you.
now.
Thank you for
Hi,
having me.
Esther. So nice to see you.
Thank you so much, Toby. My name is Esther Jikutu. I'm a
Awesome.
math educator and I'm an entrepreneur as well. My reason for coming to SDC Startup School was really to challenge my assumptions about building for the Nigerian market, and I also wanted to figure out how to make an impact, the most impact in the edtech sector. Um, what I learned and the things I love so much about SDC Startup School are number one, the practical classes. I remember Cynthia always talking about, how to let the data lead you, keep an open mind because, what you find, the problem that you think is a problem may not be the actual problem, and then keep asking why. So many questions I was able to find answers to just because we had practical classes. I love the small group sessions. I love the weekly advisory sessions. I think as an entrepreneur, we all know that building can sometimes be lonely, but what it did was give me an opportunity to brainstorm my ideas, to hear from someone else's perspective, and to correct some blind spots. So I really, really love those sessions. Thank you so much, Cynthia. One thing else that I loved about the startup school was just hearing from people that are leaders in their own fields. And as an education entrepreneur, you're focused on your work, but then hearing other people talk to you about investment negotiations, about testing the process manually before automating those key lessons, your unit economics, they will never, never leave me. I really learned so much from them. So I just want to say thank you so much, Cynthia, for having this program, because it's been so, so helpful. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Esther. It was amazing having you on stage. Thank you so much. Please, a round of applause to encourage Esther. Thank you so much, Esther. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now you've heard from Esther. She's one of the launchers currently in this cohort, and she's been on the program. So I'm sure you have heard from her, and you're endorsing the SDC Launchpad program. That is enough testimonial to make you know that you should ensure that you enroll for our August session coming up. You really, really, really want to enroll for that. So right about now, we are about to go down into business. But just before we do that, judges are online. They have joined already. So I'm going to be calling them up just to show their face before the session starts. And we have amazing lineup of judges. Trust me, amazing judges that are here to listen as well. And they're people that you have seen before on the SDC platform. You have interacted with them, or you've seen their content. So without further ado, I'm going to be calling them up. Victor. We have Victor Onyekere. Can he hear me? Hi, Victor. We also have Victor Danian on stage. Hello, Victor. And we have Able Cynthia as well. Hi. Hello, Victor.
Hi, Toby.
Can
It's
you
great
hear
to be
me?
here. I can hear you. Hi, Toby. Good afternoon. It's great to
Awesome.
be here.
Good afternoon, Victor. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you. We also have another Victor. We have Victor Danian on stage. Hello, Victor.
Hi, hi. Nice to be here
Welcome,
once
welcome,
again.
welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you. Awesome. So right about now, I am going to be giving the pitching procedure. So we have three startup pitching currently, and they're going to be speaking about what they have been building. Like I said, what they have been building for the past 8 weeks. Each startup has about 7 minutes for their session. Then we have the feedbacks and the questions from each judge. Then we also have our partners. The amazing work that you see at SDC is not just done by the team. We also have some amazing partners who have partnered with us and have collaborated with us to huge success. We have the like of Brand Drive, we have the like of Semplus, we have the like of Crowdplexo. We also have the like of Talent Sync, and they are going to be speaking to us as well today about their startup and about their partnership with SDC Startup School and SDC Launchpad. So the procedure is we have a partner speak to us, after which we have our first pitching section. Then again, we have another partner speak to us, and we go on and on and on until we have exhausted the section. So we're about to start. Things are about to get really interesting. Get a bottle of water, soft drink, anything that works for you, popcorn, puff puff, anything. It's a very cool Saturday morning. Get anything that works for you and sit back as we are about to have an amazing session. So So to take over the stage, we having Talent Sync. We are having Justice of Talent Sync, and he's going to be speaking to us about Talent Sync. Talent Sync is an amazing, and what they do is so amazing. They link startup, they link founders, they link organization with amazing talent. Trust me, you want to hear so much more about it. So without any further ado, I'm going to be welcoming Justice to the stage. If you can hear me, I cannot see your celebration, anything in the background. I cannot see your hands, I cannot see your celebration, anything in the background. So he takes us on the next session.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. It's nice to meet everyone on the call and to the organizers, to be Cynthia. It's nice to meet everyone too, right? And I'm very sorry for not on my mic, so
Awesome,
apologies for
awesome.
that. Apologies for that. So yeah, I just want to give you a short intro about Talent Sync and what Talent Sync can offer you as a startup majorly, right? So basically, a talent sync, we connect talent to businesses and organizations for different type of roles in their prospective startups majorly. And we are not basically focusing on maybe Nigerian based startups, but it's much more of a um, global avenue in which we don't only serve Nigerian startup, we also serve startup outside Nigeria as well. So, but one question most startups do, should I say, one problem most startups do, should I say, face is in terms of that quality of talent they have in their organization, right? Which we are in the market to solve that problem or to provide much more accuracy in terms of the quality of talent you have, the quality of talent you have to work with you in your startup or work with you on your product majorly. So with this effect, we actually like have different vetting process in which we do vet our talent majorly, right? Because that's one of the top questions startups do ask us that, oh, I need a talent. Do you think you can match me with this talent with this specific job description? We want to know how well we vet our talents and how well we are sure about the quality of talent we offer, right? So we do some sort of vetting, especially for talent that we have in our talent pool, basically, and which comprises of the portfolio review. We have the project-based assessment and also cultural fit assessment, right? So these assessments are put in place to be able to ascertain the quality of this talent. So I want to just like spotlight the project-based assessment, right? So this project-based assessment is specifically tailored per skill set. Maybe you're looking for an engineer, maybe you're looking for a non-technical talent. It's specifically tailored to a specific skill set, and our experts on our team do well to review this talent based on our own criteria, basically. And just like a typical use case for should I say an engineer? Let me just say, for example, you're looking forward to hire front end dev to work with you in your product, to work with you in your startup majorly. You can come to us. Oh, I need this set of person, this set of people to actually like work with us, and these are your own criteria basically. So what we just do basically is we go through your criteria, we go back to our talent pool and we get the best fit for you according to every details we've gotten from you, right? And most importantly, like I said, I guess most startups do like, should I say, have a little bit of um Oh, so sorry for that. That was my network. Apologies, please. So, like I was saying, most startups do have this issue of talent not delivering, right? In terms of them starting a project or them forming during interviews of, oh, I can do this, and maybe in between the project they can't deliver at all, which is also why talent seek is the best fit for your talent use case. So all these are vetting process are put in place to be able to get sorted your talent need at any point in time, at any stage you are in your company, despite your budget, despite your budget or financial constraints or your wrong way. You can come to us and we'll get you the high based quality talents you are looking forward to. So, if you are looking forward to, should I say, hire a talent, you can do well to check us on talentsync.co, and yeah, just sign up, and we actually like reach out to you via mail, and most processes are going to be taken from there, right? So, thanks so much, everyone, and have a lovely day ahead, and also listening in the event too. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much. That was amazing. Thank you, Justus, for that. Although would have really loved to see your face, right? I'm just saying, but thank you so much for that. So they're going to be dropping their website link in the comment section. Peradventure, you're a founder or an organization, and of course, you require their services. You can do well to visit them, send a message, or you can just easily send us a message at sdcstartupschool@gmail.com, making your inquiries, and we will be glad, very, very glad to link you up with Talent Sync. Thank you so much. So right about now, like I said, we are about to start the section. Again, this particular session is what all of us are here for. These founders have been working for the past 8 weeks long. They have gone through rigorous trainings, they have gone through advisory sessions, founder sessions, and a lot more. They have done a lot of research and a whole lot. They have been debunked a lot of ideas, and they have been working on really amazing stuffs. So right about now, they are going to be talking to us about what they have been building. They are going to be bringing us into what they have been building. And without any further ado, I am going to be welcoming our first founder, and her name is Winifred, and she is the founder of Hadi. I'm going to be welcoming her as, of course, she takes over the stage. So if you can hear me, with no further ado, let's make welcome Winifred to the stage. Hi, Winifred.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Awesome. I can hear you clearly.
All right. Please let me know when
Hi,
I can start.
Winifred.
Hello.
All right, great.
So can I go?
Yes, your time actually starts right about now.
All right. So hello everyone. My name is Winifred Adoga. I'm the founder and CEO of Hadi. So equity funding activity in Africa has increased significantly in the last decade or so. In fact, it experienced a substantial increase from 773 million US dollars in 2016 to 2.7 billion US dollars in 2021. It is for this reason that my team and I embarked on a journey to better understand and contribute to the active growth of this market. All right, so the equity finance industry has two primary stakeholders, the startup founders and the investors, specifically angel investors in our own case. And then we have a list of secondary stakeholders, starting from the platform developers all the way to marketing and sales team, as well as a value chain, starting from platform development all the way to growth and scale. Nice. So our problem statement is African founders struggle to find the right investors for their startups. Our first customer persona is Victory Chinedu. He's the founder and CEO of Bambi. He's located in Lagos, Nigeria. He's a young professional and he has middle income. Also included are a list of his hobbies, personality, values, as well as goals. Our second customer persona is Taiwo Tunde. He's an early stage angel investor. He's located in Cape Town, South Africa. He's a mid-career professional and he has high income. Also included are a list of his hobbies as well as personality, values, and goals. So for our customer research, we had two hypotheses to test. The first one being early stage angel investors struggle to find the best startups to invest in. We used a virtual interview as our testing method, and we targeted early stage angel investors. I estimated which was 4, and this hypothesis was rejected. The second hypothesis was the number one problem African founders face with their startups is access to funding. The testing method was online poll. We targeted African founders and entrepreneurs, and I estimated which was 13. This hypothesis was proven. Yes. So for the first hypothesis being the number one problem African founders face with their startups is access to funding. Sorry, you skipped one. Go back. Go back one slide, please. Yes. No. Front. Yes, this. So our first hypothesis was early stage angel investors struggle to find the best startups to invest in. So first observation from this was angel investors tend to rely on referrals and networks when considering investment opportunities due to the high risk involved. An insight we drew from this is, can we develop a strategic approach to connecting angel investors with founders so they can build strong relationships? A second observation is, investors encounter a lot of back and forth when checking out investment opportunities because founders are not able to properly communicate their proposals and present all the necessary information. An insight here is there an effective way to ensure founders provide all the necessary information when writing their pitch? Next. Okay, so our second hypothesis is the number one problem African founders face with their startups is access to funding. The first observation here is accessing funding is a primary challenge faced by African startup founders. And an insight is, can we develop a solution that will effectively solve this problem by connecting founders with angel investors? Second observation is a lot of founders have limited understanding of how to prepare and properly pitch their startups to potential investors. And an insight here is there a more effective way to assist founders to be better prepared and equipped before submitting their pitch? Should we focus on helping the founders and their startups? Next. So based on the observation and insights we've drawn from our customer research, we decided the next steps would be to carry out further research to determine the specific direction we will take. Hence, our solution business model as well as go-to-market strategies in development. Our roadmap is categorized into 6 phases, with each phase having an objective, activities, as well as deliverables. So we're starting with phase 1. Please, can you go to the previous slide? So we're starting with phase 1, which will be to define and identify the specific segments of entrepreneurs we want to serve. After that, we conduct market research, which we're targeting carrying out interviews with as much entrepreneurs as we can to find out and figure out their pinpoints. After that, we move on to phase 3, which will be to analyze the existing competitors and evaluate their strengths and weaknesses. Next, please. And then phase 4 will be to develop detailed profiles of our ideal customers that's the customer persona. And then we proceed to using tools like surveys, polls, and most especially one-on-one interviews to validate the problems we've identified. And then we proceed to generating a wide range of potential solutions for the validated problems. Also, we evaluate each solution based on visibility, impact, and alignment with our own expertise. Thank you.
Awesome. That was really awesome. Thank you so much, Winifred, for that. That was amazing. So right about now, we are going to be hearing from our judges. I'm going to be welcoming Victor Danian on stage, and I'm also going to be welcoming Victor here on stage. Winifred, please do well to stay on the call. Awesome.
Hi,
All right.
Winifred.
So yes, you can go on, Victor.
All right, thank you very much. Love your pitch. I love the energy. I really always look out for energy um when you're pitching. I just have a few questions. First thing is that maybe a few guide first for the question. Your pitch deck is actually a guide, and you're not supposed to read through your pitch deck. So I've been in a scenario where I went out to pitch and the deck was not live, and I was pitching without even waiting for the deck. And that gave me an opportunity to win. So I noticed that you had to read the deck. The deck is just a guide for us to be looking at the figures in details, but you're supposed to pitch without the deck. So you're giving us a more understandable summary. But if we need details, then we can look at the deck and get maybe the figures and all of that. But on a general level, you pitch without your deck. You can be up for a pitching competition and you don't have your deck available and you still pitch. So I think that's one thing I would like you to correct about your pitching. The second thing is that I didn't really see how do you make money from what you've just pitched here. Then I didn't see so much about your TAM, SAM, and SOM. I know you had like a figure, but possibly maybe I missed that. Those are the two things I have.
Okay.
Your target addressable markets. Yeah.
Okay, so for the first one, which is the how we make money, there was a slide called solution, business model, and go-to-market strategy, which I said it's in development because of our need to carry out further research based on the research we already carried out. There's a need to carry out further research. So we don't have a solution, a business model, or a go-to-market strategy yet.
Okay. All right. What about your TAM, SAM, and SOM?
Okay, so in the that's supposed to be included in industry. I just stated a general valuation there. I didn't specify as terms sum and yeah.
All right, no problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, hi, Winifred.
Thank you so much, Victor, for that.
Thank you.
Yes.
Victor. Hello, I can hear you.
Okay, I don't know if Toby wants to say something. All right. Hi, Winifred. Great to hear from you. I think it's a very bold step to try to solve a problem in Nigeria. It's a very bold thing to do. I think we should start rewarding courage, to even take the first action, because lots of people would rather not want to bother themselves about the problem of other people. So I must commend your courage of deciding to go this path. It's a very dangerous path. When you talk about 1,000 ways to die, this is one of it, right? So you literally just signed up your death warrant, and I hope that you're going to live, right? Okay, so some things that Victor said was quite spot on, which is, when you are pitching, it's very important to speak to the slide, not, read out from the slide, or you speak to the slide, which is, and this is also like a feedback to any entrepreneur listening to this right now from anywhere in the world. You want to speak to your slide. So you reduce the wordiness. I think it was too wordy. You reduce the wordiness, and then you focus on showing us like some, pictorial things. At the end of the day, the goal of every communication is to evoke an emotional, energy, right? Or an emotion or a feeling. You know how they say that people are going to forget everything you said to them, but they would not forget how you made them feel. You know, people can even forget your name, but you say, "Oh, that lady that talked about Hadi, yeah, that thing." So that feeling is what people live with, right? Because every day people process different information. So when next to your pitch, is very important to just play around more with pictures, graphical illustration, visual illustration, because it connects more, right, to people. And you're not pitching to kids, you're pitching to adults, right? A kid can subject themselves to listening to you, but an adult doesn't want to waste time. Attention span is very short. So I think you also did work with like your timing, which is you're able to do that. And I didn't hear a lot of actually, because so it means that you are clear about what you want to solve. I didn't hear much about the business model and revenue. I know that this is pretty much like your ideating, and you don't have like an MVP yet, or so you're ideating on the path to prototyping from what I learned. But however, it's also very important. By the time you get an idea, you want to start thinking about, how do we make money, right? That's the first thing, really. Not to say, oh, how do we build it? How do we solve it? No, it's how do we make money? So even if this is like an ideation towards prototype, it's very important to, just figure out the money part, because it's the money part that keeps you in business, not how beautiful you solve the problem or how fantastic you solve the problem. If the people you're solving the problem for can't pay you, so whether you're even ideating, I think that should have been represented in your slide, but I didn't see that. So something that just talks a little more about, okay, the market. I know that we're ideating. Okay, I want to I've found a problem, which is people find it hard, right? To get breakfast before they hop into work. And lots of people, work from the office on Monday. I'm just giving a hypothesis here, right? And people find it hard, the hustle and bustle of, Lagos or Nigeria, we just find it hard to get breakfast. So what we're doing is to solve that breakfast problem. And there's a direct connection between not having breakfast consistently and, standing the risk of developing ulcer, so that you're solving that problem. All right. So how do we get breakfast to people? You see that now. So you start thinking, how many people have this problem of breakfast, right? What's their purchasing power and things like that. So you want to include all of that into your ideation process. So you don't wait for, when we get to prototype or MVP, you start thinking about the business model. People think that, when we get to the MVP, we start thinking about how we make money. No. As soon as you find the problem, you're thinking about how do we make money from this problem? Because you're not an NGO, you're a business, right? And if you don't make money, then you're not in business. So since my colleague has already asked that, I'm not going to start asking because it's not on your deck, but I think it's something that should be represented. And of course, growth and scale. You're going to respond shortly. How do you intend to scale this? Like I said earlier, you start all of this thinking process at ideation. You don't wait till you have like a prototype or an MVP. So it's that thinking process that then creates what kind of prototype do we need to build and what kind of MVP do we need to build. And when you look at the market, you look at the gap in the market, you look at the purchasing power, right, of the potential market. And then how do we structure it? Now, if you're developing something for like executives, there's the way you build it. If you're building for maybe artisans, right, informal sector guys, gig workers, is the way you build it. You see, so different kind of market. So if you develop something for informal or gig workers and you try to sell it to, HNIs, right, execs and CEOs, they're going to look at you. What are you doing, right? Because it doesn't align with what they usually use, right? So all that kind of design thinking process really begins at the ideation phase. So I think you can respond now. That's my feedback to you.
All right. Thank you so much. So I just wanted to quickly clarify. I don't think I really explained the slide that spoke about the solution, business model, and go-to-market. I don't think I explained that well. So based on our customer research and the observation and the insight, basically we're pivoting. We're not going ahead with the direction we're headed. Why was we're more focused on satisfying the investor needs. We felt like, okay, we can solve the problem whereby investors are not finding the right startups to invest in. But after research with potential investors, we realized that the main problem lies with the startups and the founders not finding the investment opportunities to invest in. So we've decided to head on a different directions to help the founders and their platforms to be better prepared to be investment ready for the investors. So basically we're pivoting the entire direction of the project. So that was why I didn't say anything about a solution or business model or anything like that.
Okay, just before we piggyback to Toby, a quick one for you guys. My final conversation, my final thoughts on this. I've heard different founders pitch that kind of idea to me. I also try to solve it myself, right? Because I play at the intersection of, venture building, venture capital, right? Capital is about relationship, right? I'm not going to fund any startup. I do not know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that knows them, right? And that, especially at that early stage, right? Early stage money is relationship. Forget it. Now, when you get to like growth stage, it's no longer relationship. It's profitability, right? Scalability. Now, for example, a Flutter Wave is profitable in that sense. I mean, I don't know by what index, but a Flutter Wave is already big. A Paystack is already big. So if you are funding Paystack, you are funding, there's already productivity capital there, right? But when you met Paystack at their early stage, you're writing that check based off of, oh, I know Shola, I know Ezra, I just want to support them, right? I want to believe in what they're building. So it's a good thing for you to think about that. If you're focusing on angel investors, you want to think about that relationship hacking. Now, if you're focusing on maybe, post-angel investors, maybe like LPs and all that, you want to think about, what's their core problem. Understand that venture capital, it's more founders are looking for money. So you're going to have a lot of demand, right? But very, very, very short supply because everybody's looking for money, right? I'm sure Toby's looking for money. Everybody's really looking for money, right? But there is short supply, which is there's not enough funds to deploy, right? So you're going to have a lot of founders. So when you see founders showing interest, please do not think that that's enough validation because if I just put a tweet, if you need $5,000, DM me. I'm going to have 100,000 people DM me because everybody's looking for money, right? But I mean, on the VC side is where you should really focus on how do I, get the right VCs, right LPs, to fund this founders. Yeah, good luck with your project.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. All right. Thank you so much, Victor. Thank you so much, Winifred. That was amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. That was amazing. Please, everybody, encourage Winifred in the comment section. Drop an emoji, a heart emoji, a clapping emoji, anything to encourage her. That was amazing. I promise you, I'm already feeling the heat from this end, and I'm not even pitching, so I can only imagine how she felt and how she has been feeling. That was amazing. Thank you for the feedback, Victor, Ikira, and Victor Denyan. That was awesome. Right about now, we are taking a quick little break and we're going to be listening to another amazing partner of SDC Launchpad program. I'm going to be calling on Ayodele of Cloudplexo, an amazing startup that is doing amazing things in the ecosystem. Hello, Ayo. Let me know if you can hear me. We can see you. Hi.
Hi, Tobilova. Can you confirm you can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you so much.
Oh, perfect. Thanks for
yes,
inviting
I can hear you.
That's great. Thanks for inviting us to Startup School, and we are glad to be your partners always. So, I'm Ayodele Akintoye from Cloudplexo, an advanced partner with AWS. So I'm also the startup. I'm a startup partner at Cloudplexo. So Cloudplexo, we are an advanced partner with AWS on technology as well as consultancy. As well, partner global startup partners still with AWS, and so we do a lot of things with AWS, right? So with our partnership, we've actually come up with what we call the AWS Cloud Maturity Service, a service which we offer to all startups and our startup VCs and partners, that. So, what's our cloud maturity survey? What does it entail and its benefit? So, first of all, you get up to $5,000 in AWS credit. This is due to our partnership with AWS. All right. So we have a partnership with them whereby we can help you get up to $5,000 in AWS credit from different ways. So we have the Startup Activate. We also have what we call the well-architected assessment, which is also known as a periodic due diligence report that we conduct on your cloud infrastructure and test it against the 6 pillars of AWS best practices. As well, we help you with cloud security posture and cost management. This is we use our own proprietary software called Wendy. So this will help you to make sure that your cloud infrastructure is well optimized on security level as well as cost as well. Then we also have our online learning platform called the Island Cloud. So this is our proprietary software as well, where you can learn all about uh, the cloud technology as well. So this is also part of our services. Aside from that, we also help you. We also do what we call the a strategy session with you, with your team, your technical team, on a monthly basis, or whenever you decide, you can call us in. With this strategy session, what we do is just look through your infrastructure, discuss about it, and if there are ways that we can help you optimize it further, we will help you do that. As well, we also look at opportunities for funding during these strategic sessions and opportunities to get it funded from AWS in AWS credit, basically. We have to look into that as well. Also, we also help you or give you an opportunity to process your bills in local currency. As we all know, startups have a headache of having to source for dollars, and we know how it is right now in our country. It's pretty difficult. So we help you do that. We help you process your bill in naira. You get your bills in dollars. You pay us the naira equivalent, and we sort it out with AWS. Okay. So can I have the next slide? Can I have the next slide, Toby? Yes. Why us? Okay. We get you discounted price from AWS. We get you discounted price from AWS, and as well as that, we have certified professionals that can help you, that can support you, in your AWS environment. We will support you all the way, every step of the way. Basically, we partner with you all the way through your cloud journey, right? So next slide, please. Yeah. So these are testimonials from some of our startup partners. So Lively, as you can read here, we help them save up to 30% in their cloud infrastructure, and we're supporting them all through the way. As well as Fast CTO, we can read through the testimonials. So do you want to go to the next slide, please? Yeah. So how do we help startup navigate the cloud challenges? All right. So we at Cloudplex, so we are startup centric, and we bring in our expertise of to make sure that yes, that we help solve startup issues. We all know that startup is not easy. We know that starting up a business is not pretty much easy, especially in Nigeria here, right? So you going into the startup space, we do understand the intricacy that you encounter all the way, and we help you with that. We also help you guide you strategically, all right, in helping you set up your infrastructure according to AWS best practices, so you don't start bleeding from day one. In terms of security, we have experts, all right? They are well certified and they will help you make sure that your cloud infrastructure is well secured as well. We have technical excellence as well as our AWS partnership and endears us to making sure that we get you um, support, as fast as possible. If we cannot resolve it, we get support from AWS. We bring them in, AWS experts in over time to make sure that we resolve your issues as quick as possible, so you can just majorly focus on your business as well. Please, the next slide. Yeah, so these are some of our happy customers, and I know that, yeah, Toby, I said Toby, Justice of Talent Sync also is one of our customers. I just like to state here, he's also one of our customers. You can also, we can get testimonials from him as well from there. Please, next slide. Yeah, so with our well-architected framework, this is where I said earlier, due diligence will help you with that, and we also give you certificates from that to help you sign up for certificate. Can you go to the last slide, please, Toby? Yes, so localized billing, I said earlier. So with the option of you paying for your bills in local currency, well, instead of dollars, we take away the headache for you, and then you just pay us in local currency, and we sort it out with AWS. So can you just move to the next, to the last slide? Yeah, no. Last slide, please. Yes. So the last slide. Yeah. This is about our contact. So if you need to contact us, yeah, this is how you get through to us. So you can reach out to us directly using through our website. You can reach out through contact@cloudflex.com and visit our website for more information. And that's our number up there as well. Do you have any questions at all?
Thank you so much, Ayo. That was amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm from Calflex, so I'm sure that a lot of people will be
Thank you,
sending us DM, sending you guys emails and to make inquiries. Thank you so much for that. That was amazing, amazing, amazing. And need I say that as a part of the Launchpad students, right? These are some of the amazing things that you enjoy because they are our partners and you enjoy them at a really good, juicy, amazing discount. And most of them are going and already know about the discounts. These are a lot of the things that you enjoy just because you enroll for the SDC Launchpad program. So I believe, I really honestly want to believe that by now you have been convinced by any non-reasonable doubt that you should actually sign up for the SDC Launchpad program starting up in August, because there is so much more that you can enjoy. So many benefits. I mean, you hear from students, you hear from our partners. So I don't know what you're waiting for. You can just send us a DM. And if you need to make inquiries about CloudPlexo, again, you can send them a DM, an email, or request for their contact. Just send us a message at sdcstartupschool@gmail.com, and we will be super glad and excited to link the both of you up. So right about now, again, we are about to take it a step higher. We are welcoming our next founder. We're going to be welcoming our next founder, and right now I'm going to be welcoming Tehile on stage as he take us up. Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, I can hear you.
Thank you.
All right, so just a second. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, you can start. Your slide is coming up in a bit.
Okay. I can't see the slides. Hi, Toby. I can't see the slides.
Start. It's coming up. I believe the network is just trying to get that.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Tehile, and I'm co-founder for Jackbuy's. The goal of Jackbuy is basically help you to sell your assets and migrate with ease. Next slide. Okay, it looks like the slides are a bit delayed, so I'll just go ahead. So the industry we're currently playing in is basically the e-commerce industry, and under the e-commerce industry, we fall under resale or the online listing platforms. Resale, which is popularly known as second-hand in Nigeria. In the year 2015, a group called Ripples Nigeria brought out a research that shows that the Nigeria second-hand market was worth 1.97 billion. That's a very huge market. Sorry, I can hear some background noise. All right, thanks. So like I was saying, Ripples Nigeria about 9 years ago, that's in 2015, brought out a survey or brought out a report that says that the Nigerian second-hand market is worth 1.97 billion. Now imagine where that would be today, because this is a growing trajectory, even by the value of what it was in the previous year, that's in 2014 versus what it was in 2015, and speeding back up to 10 years now. And to further validate that, CBS of Africa, or rather CBS, an American platform, estimated that the Nigeria's second-hand market by the year 2025 is going to be worth $350 billion, which we see is that this market is a growing market and it continues to grow. And of course, Nigeria is a big player in the African system, and so therefore we believe that Nigeria will contribute heavily to this $350 billion that is estimated that the market will grow to. Toby, please, can you move 2 slides ahead? Okay, next slide. Yeah, in order to build a product, it's very important to understand who the stakeholders are. And so our stakeholders are, next slide, please, who sellers, buyers, retailers, middlemen. Of course, there are other digital and online platforms that currently do listing, and then regulatory authorities within Nigeria's ecosystem that are responsible for regulating activities of these platforms. Please, next slide. Now, what is the problem statement? The problem here we see is basically simple, that there are lots of people migrating out of the country. In fact, last year's report states that our net migration rate is at minus 2.1. This simply says that the amount of people leaving the country far outweighs those that are coming in. And this for us presents an opportunity for us to create a solution for people that are migrating out of the country to be able to quickly sell out their assets and make money out of it or get money out of it. Okay, next slide. So in order to further understand this, we interviewed some personas and we came up with, we interviewed people, which I'll talk about much later, and we came up with a few personas. Our first customer persona is Ada and Chidima, sorry, Ayodele and Chidima as people. They earn a combined salary of about 4.45 million naira, which is puts them about the middle class. And what are their goals and motivations? They basically think that Nigeria will not give them the best opportunity they have, and so they want to migrate. What are their core needs? They want a reliable and an efficient platform that will help them to list and sell their assets once they are ready to migrate. Next slide, please. Our next persona is Amaka Eze. She's 25 years old, lives with one sibling, and for her, she feels that she has stands a better chance of advancing if she works with brands outside. And her core need is that she wants a reliable platform where she could learn about how other professionals are migrating, as well as once it's time for her to migrate, she's able to list her, sell off the few assets she has and leave. Okay, next slide. We also have Tunde Adeyemi. He's 27 years old, not so much of a high income. He believes that he will advance a lot more if he pursues further, furthers his career outside of the country. He currently lives with his parents, and he just needs a platform that provides him information and very, very easy for him to be able to list whatever he has so that he can migrate out of the country as well. Next slide, please. Our customer research, basically, our hypothesis was very simple that people that want to migrate outside the country typically will want to list out all their items before get some money, add to what they want to add to, and then migrate out of it. Please, next slide. To validate that, we went on research, basically desktop research from Google and all of that. We sent out surveys and we also did in-person interviews. And the next slide will show some of the results that we got. We got 19 responses, and out of those responses, we can see that most people that responded were currently located in Canada. That's people that migrated from Nigeria. Most of them migrated to Canada. Next slide. And 79% of those people who responded say that they actually sold their assets before they left the country. Next slide, please. And then in terms of how difficult or how easy was it, a whole lot of them found it averagely easy. And just a few, 3 out of the respondents said it was difficult. Only one said it was really, really difficult out of the responses. Okay, next slide. And in our interviews and our analysis of the data we got, we find some recurrent themes. And one of the recurrent themes we find is friends and family. That's we found those two things to be to be repeated or recurrent themes in most of the people we interviewed, and also part of the research we gathered from the surveys. Next slide, please. Now, our observations and insights. Our first insight is that we did not have enough statistical reference to be able to make inference from what we got. We got only 19 respondents. That is far too small to be able to build a solution out of it. The second insight, current data from desktop data and everything we're seeing shows that migration is currently in a decline, largely because of the forex problems that we have within the country, as well as the tough living conditions. However, it remains an industry that is growing. The third insight that we derive from this is that one of the easiest assets from people that we interviewed to dispose of was electronics, electrical and electronic assets. And then most of the respondents, which I earlier stated, they either sold their assets to family and friends or people that were close to them. And yeah, next slide, please. So based on these insights, we have not developed a solution. We believe, next slide, we believe that we need a lot more. We're going to get at least 200 responses so that we can have good statistical inference to state whether this is a problem we want to go ahead solving or building a platform. We don't just want to build for building's sake. We're also thinking, okay, can we research other market segments, being that from the statistics and from what we're seeing that this is a market that continues to grow over the years. And we're also looking that we could explore other locations if things are very difficult for Nigerians at the present. Maybe it could be something that will be valuable um, to other locations outside of Nigeria, maybe other African countries or outside the country. So those are three next steps that we're looking to take beyond now. As at this point, we don't have a ready solution yet, because we really need to verify that this is a problem that needs to be solved, or this is a solution that people really, really want. And that brings us to the end of our slides. Next slide, just to introduce some of my other teammates that we worked on this together. Myself, I already introduced myself, Habib Benlay and Sam Ochima. Thank you very much for the opportunity. I would stand by for questions now.
That's amazing. That was really, really, really amazing. Thank you so much, Tehili, for that. So right about now, I'll be welcoming our judges for their feedbacks and their questions. Let me know if you can hear me, Victor Dinian and Victor Yekere. Tehili has presented such an amazing deck, and we are about to hear from you. Hi, Victor.
Hi. Am I going first?
Yes, you are, please.
All right. Hi, Tehila. It's great to meet you. How you doing?
I'm very well, thank you.
I think it was a very good pitch. You and I don't normally say what I don't mean. So this is just very important. I don't say what I don't mean. I rather keep silent than say what I don't mean. So when I say it was a good pitch, it's not something you say just to fill in the time. It's not. I'm telling you that it was a good pitch, right? Because I mean, I listened to this over and over again, from different founders across different markets. So it was a good pitch. And it was a good pitch because of, I think you're very clear about the problem you're trying to solve. And there's a lot of data driven, behavior around how you're thinking about this problem, which is really good, because if you're going to succeed, as a startup, right, or even any business, you have to really be data driven in your approach. You know what they say, in God we trust, every other person must bring data, right? So I think that you've done so well with showing us how, the market size there. I know that it's also the feedback that I gave to um, Hadi, the lady that pitched for Hadi, right? I think that's Winifred, yeah. So the business model, right? I think whilst you're still trying to idea, it is very important to, touch on that. Before I just go on, do you want to just talk about what the business model could look like with Japanese?
Okay, basically, not to put the cat ahead of the horse, I think that's one of the things we're learning from SDC school to try to further understand the problem. So our first thought was a listing platform, basically. So people that want to migrate from the country put up their whatever they want to sell on the listing platform. And basically, listing platform, you have buyers and you have sellers, and then the transaction is done, and a percentage of that transaction goes to who is facilitating that. That is we Japa is. That's the basic business model we thought of, but we're not putting that out yet until we're sure that this is a problem that should be solved and people are willing to pay for it as well.
All right, great. I mean, I don't know how, because I'm looking at the numbers. Sure, because I think it's a middle class market. Well, not necessarily middle class, maybe from the lower end of the middle class, right up to the high end of the middle class, because it is the person that that is buoyant enough to relocate, that essentially relocates, right? And if you're focusing on that market, so I mean, the next question is how large is that market? Now, I'm not talking about value. I think there's value, right? When you look at it with the market you're serving, it's a relatively upwardly mobile market, right? So it's not an informal market, so it's an upwardly mobile market. But on the other hand, right, people who are going to buy these things, right, are essentially people who can't afford to buy the new ones, right? Or I can't afford to buy a new air conditioner. I'd rather go for the, second-hand value. Yeah, But when you also think about that, it's, it still plays around, not necessarily the lower end of the spectrum, because when you go to the lower end of the spectrum, you have a lot of people, you have quantity. So are you thinking about how large this market is in terms of volume, not value? You know, what do you think about how large that market is? How many people really migrate out of Nigeria and, you know, they're able to sell their stuff? You know, do you know that number in terms of volume, just using Nigeria as a case study?
Yeah, it's pretty difficult getting those statistics, and the best we could do was individually just identify for each country. These are how many people that migrated to UK in the last, using UK statistics, not Nigeria, because I think it's another problem. Maybe somebody else will need to pick on getting data. So it's pretty difficult, and efforts were concentrated more around people that were migrated. We haven't actually gotten to, which, to your point, is very, very valid to understand. Even people that are buying, it's very important to understand the volumes of people, how many people are willing to buy at this point in time. But like we stated, from interviews with people and all of that, we're noticing that the harsh economic conditions are making it very difficult for people to even want to go. I mean, go for secondhand things. Even secondhand things on their own are becoming quite expensive. So that is why we put a pause on that and say, hey, is this really a problem that we should be solving at this point in time? Also understanding the fact that if this was in place, maybe if this idea had come out maybe 3-4 years before now, it would really have been valid, because there was a real rush. But right now we're currently in a decline. So to answer your question directly, no, there's not really gotten a lot of data around how many people, the volumes yet.
Yeah, I think you should start think about that, and it's very important because right now we want to look at the current marketing channels that people who migrate out of Nigeria, right, sell, you know, their stuff, right? Maybe WhatsApp starters, you know, put it on Gigi. You mentioned some, you know, close competitors, Gigi, you know, Sell at Ease, right? Kara. I mean, agents too, because some people just call their agents and say, you know what, I'm moving out, right? These are what I want to sell. Just market to your people. And now these agents are no longer marketing just houses. They are saying things like, well, I have fan, oh, I have air conditioner, I have this, I have that, right? So you're competing with all these, you know, people. And I think you guys want to think a little bit more around the volume of that market. There's a reason why Gigi is not focused entirely on that market. Now, people that want to migrate also go to Gigi to list their product, right? So, but you're trying to niche, which looks, when you look at it at a superficial level, it looks very dope and spot on, niche market. You know, it's good to do niche market. But when you look at, you know, e-commerce as it were, the niche market has to be big. So, for instance, child deck is a niche market, right? But guess what? They are beginning to look at the fact that, oh, people are also looking to get like drugs, you know, groceries, and they are beginning to pivot and they launch a new product related to do groceries and drugs and all that, because we can't just focus on food. Now, even if they focused on only food, it's also a huge market because everybody, like, food is one of the biggest markets, you know, in Africa, right? People spend more than half of their income on food. So if I decide to focus on food market, the volume is so large, it's scalable, right? But if you look at this your market, it looks very novel. I mean, when I heard about it, like, it's quite novel because people want to relocate and they're just wondering, I want to sell my product, I want to sell my stuff, and they're sending pictures up and down to their friends, and it can be chaotic, right? But with Japa Ease, right? You collate everybody migrating. You just know, if I want to migrate or if I'm looking for people who are relocating and I want to buy their stuff, I just go to Japa Ease. But the problem you're going to have would be that it might not be scalable, right? When you look at, because e-commerce is quite a very, interesting terrain to run. You need a lot of funding, just to figure out. At some point, you might start thinking things around delivery. Okay, I got this ACO. Are you going to deliver it for me? There are several things to mark up, right, to make money. But I think you want to go back with your team to think about what is the volume of that market is very important. Can you do $100 million? Can you do $1 billion? Right? I know that there's a data that suggests that, the second-hand value, and that second-hand value is essentially second-hand value. I could be moving from Lagos to Abuja. Do I fit into your category? I could be moving from, maybe Lagos to Lagos, and I just want to sell. Or for some reasons, I just want to sell my stuff, right? I could be looking for money. I just want to sell my stuff. So You want to think about, do you want to niche down, so niched to just people relocating out of the country, or you just want to say, you know what, second-hand value, right? And that's what Gigi has done, which is, I want to sell my iPad, I just put it on Gigi. The reason why I'm selling doesn't really matter, right? As long as I'm selling it, you know. So there's a reason why Gigi is marking up the entire, second-hand market, which is everybody. You just want to sell anything, take a picture, upload it on Gigi, and that's it, right? So if you niche down too well, it looks very novel, but you might struggle with scaling because how many people really migrate out of Nigeria in a year, right? How many of them will want to sell? Because selling is another conversation. I might want to give my stuff to my uncle, to my niece, and I could give it to my family members. I mean, I want to sell it, right? People selling it, how many are they? People buying it, what's their purchasing power too as well? I think you want to think about that. So you don't take a very small problem and then try to blow it out of proportion. Before I hand over to my colleague Victor, if he's here, I'll just say this for you and your team as a pointer. So there's what we call the gap in the market, and then there's the market in the gap. All right. And the third leg is that there's a sustainable business, right, in the market. So the gap in the market is what you guys have done. There's a problem, obviously, apparently we can say, which is good. So you found a gap in the market. Now it's not enough to find a gap in the market. Do you have a market in that gap? Which is there business? Do you have purchasing power? Can people pay to let that problem go away, right? And then the third leg is, can they consistently pay? Can I scale these markets, right? You find a gap in the market, you find a market in the gap. Can I scale the market, right? Oftentimes, founders cross the first two. They find a gap in the market, they find the market in the gap, but it's not a sustainable market, and then they begin to struggle, right? Even if you raise money, there's not a lot of volume in that market, so you can't really scale it. All right, so that's what I think you want to just think about. Thank you so much. And maybe if you say Japa easy, I don't know, but I mean instead of easy, you can say easy, like add I instead of the E. It just makes it look more Nigerian. So yeah, thank you and well done.
Thanks for the feedback. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Victor, for that. That was amazing. We're going to have Victor Danian speak right now. The stage is yours.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Tehiri. Beautiful idea. First when I saw the name Japa I was like, oh, okay, are you going to be helping people process their documents to travel easily? But no, it's a captivating name. You want to see what's the product about. It's nice how you've been able to, I even like the way you pitched, it gives very good understanding. I got to understand the product. It's a good name. It's actually very good to work with a captivating name that even keeps your users, trying to create like a picture in their memory. So, okay, what's this business about? I know it's Japa, of course, talk about relocating. So when you say is it to help you process documents, is it to help you to flight? But getting to understand now, talking about helping people sell their products and items, which is nice. So just one thing, right? Like my colleague has said earlier on, I see yourself limiting yourself where you could just explore bigger. So first, right, if you see Microsoft mission statement, right, their mission statement is a PC on every desk. To say in Nigeria, in Ghana, in the UK, in whatever country, they want to get a PC on everybody's desk. That's how they want to scale. So now if I come to look at it now, yes, Nigeria might currently have a migration issue, certain factors, bad governance and some other things, right? But how long do you think that will last? It might not, it might change in the next 2 years. So what happens to the business? And then also, okay, if as an angel investor, I give you to start the business first, and now we want to scale. Can you scale to Ghana? Is Ghana having same problem? Can you go to Kenya? Can you go to South Africa? Or it's just in Nigeria thing? So if you ask me first, right, I would say you should expand your reach. Don't limit on just Japan. Let it be an e-commerce store. Sell anything second. I've bought an item before on GG, I think an AC when I first moved from Lagos to Abuja, I needed to get an AC. I just went to get from Gigi, and actually the person was relocating. And I think I've gotten a few other things from Gigi. The person was relocating. There are other platforms. I think there's a platform called Declutter. They use Instagram to sell used products. So don't limit yourself to just relocating. You can just make it a best platform for second-hand products. That would really now help you position yourself in a scalable market. So of course, people buy second-hand in South Africa, they buy in Ghana, they buy in different countries, even in the UK, people buy second-hand products. It might not be as much as here, but yes, they do. So then it now makes sense to say, okay, yes, today we are just in Lagos, but tomorrow we can be in Abuja. Next year we can be in Ghana. It pictures the opportunity that is wider available, even though you are starting small. Starting small is not the problem, but at least there's a clear path to your scaling and all. Because as an investor, right, looking at your product, it's awesome. The only thing I would want to tweak is the market, because it means that yes, you can start, you could make money, but how do we scale? So if we can't scale, then there's going to be a challenge. So I think that's one part that you should also look into. If you're going to go to an e-commerce store, you can look at one of the few issues that are in the current platforms that you can also improve on yours, because of course there should be an outstanding difference. And I would really prefer it comes from a problem statement than you just trying to maybe change blue to black, to say, oh yeah, it used to be black, now it's blue. So I really like it to come from a problem perspective, to say this is the problem people are facing with Gigi. Gigi, you buy an item, you can't really, you tomorrow is bad, you can't get a refund, or there's nobody to complain to, or there's an issue with Gigi currently, and maybe yours is more secured and all of that. Then okay, we know that okay, there's Gigi and there's Japa Ease, but Japa Ease is more secured, so we prefer to use Japa Ease. So you can look at things from that way. Then because of the security platform that it is, people want to go more in, or maybe your items are verified to say, okay, they are not stolen products. They've checked them. So actually, the AC is 6 months old. These are the issues that have been confirmed by Jaguar is with the AC. If you are willing to buy, you know you are buying an AC with these predicaments. So you have, when you say, oh, I bought this item on Jaguar, they are sure that, okay, whatever they told you is the problem, you know is the problem, not you buy and tomorrow things happen. So you could actually look for uniqueness in problem statements of people or users that could help, beautify your product more. Like I said earlier, the scaling is one of the major things. So if you can't, your product is not scalable, then there's going to be one or two issues. Then I would also want to ask, like, so how do you make money? How do you make money currently, like your platform?
Okay, like I said to Victor Ekere earlier, the idea was just to have a listing platform. So when the exchange is made between two people, a percentage of it comes to the facilitator, which is Jack Bayes. That was just the basic, but we haven't really given thought into it. We're more about trying to understand and the problem, and the insights gotten here have been very valuable. Yeah.
Okay, nice. So most times what I always advise people, even if you really do not have like a clear picture of everything you're doing, try as much as possible to have key basic things in your deck. You talk about the problem, the solution, the market size, and other things. You just include how you make money, because first, before talking about tech bro taxes, this is a business. For every business, the reason why you go into business is you want to make money. So if that part is even missing in the slide, it's a problem that I see. No matter how scattered it looks, okay, we want to create a wallet system where we make 5%. No matter how, just include it here. It can be, be worked on, it can be improved. But first, just have that picture. Okay, this is what I think how I think rather I can make money. So you can also include it here. It brings like a clarity, because of course now there can be an investor in the audience now say, oh, I like this guy's products. And for the investor, yes, it's funding, but of course, he's not dashing you money. It's not Father Christmas. He wants to make money. So he's waiting for the slide where you say, okay, this is our idea of how we think we can make money. And it's missing, like, okay, this thing is kind of discouraging. So no matter what, yes, it's not clear. When I had my first product, the way I thought I was going to make money is not the way I'm making money now. But at least I had written something. This is how I think I will make money. So you could also just make sure, no matter how small, for every pitch, whether it's not fully clear, you should also include it to the pitch. How you make money is very important because you are presenting for possible investments, for people to also partner and other aspects. So you could also look into maybe regulation. Are you even being regulated by anybody? If you are not, fine. Then I saw the last slide of your team. It's good. You could also maybe seek to get advisory from people in the e-commerce market to see how you could best play. Things could also get better if there's last mile delivery added to e-commerce. It means you really do not want to go out. Of course, you know how difficult it is going to pick items yourself. Sometimes it might be traffic in some areas. Some people don't even want to go out. I just want you to come to me in the office. So yes, your items can be in large scale, in small scale, but for the small ones, are they going to go out to pick the item, or can they option in for an included delivery option? So just find a way to beautify it. It's actually a very nice product, but please don't limit yourself to just Japa. I've sold stuff before. I think apart from Gigi, I think I've sold maybe like an old car or something before, but I was not Japa. I just needed to sell, and I've actually bought a fairly used product like 1 or 2, 3 times, and it's not because I was relocating. So if you limit yourself, then maybe from somebody like me now, you would have made 0 naira. But if you like expanded yourself, you'd have made money from it because I've sold stuff and I've bought fairly used stuff. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Victor. Appreciate the feedback.
Thank you so much, everybody. That was amazing. Thank you so much, Victor Onyekere. Thank you so much, Tehile. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So right about now, we're going to be having our last pitch. We are going to be having our last pitch. I mean, Tehili's session was amazing, just like Victor said. Both Victor said that was an awesome and an amazing pitch. I can actually feel the heat from here, and I'm just like, how are they doing this thing? Oh my god! But thank you so much, guys. You guys are doing really, really great. This is awesome. This is amazing. Right about now, I'm going to be calling up on our last founder, and she's going to be pitching. This is someone that you guys have met before, so she's just coming again to just tell you about what she has been building, show you just a little bit of what she has been doing so far. Without any further ado, I'm going to be welcoming Esther on stage. Hello, Esther. Welcome again.
Hello again, Toby.
Hi, Esther. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So your time actually starts now.
Thank you so much, Toby. Hello, everyone again. My name is Esther Ojikutu. I'm the CEO of Street School Education. So recently we changed our national anthem, right? But it will surprise you to know that out of 22 million children in primary school that are currently learning the new national anthem, over 18 million of them cannot read the lyrics to this anthem. And as if this wasn't enough, we also know that these people also lack basic number sense. Number sense is what helps us to make sense of every information about our world. If you don't know already, I work in the education sector. So what that means is that millions of kids are attending school, but they are not receiving an education, a proper education. You know, the education sector, it's witnessed tremendous growth due to the emergence of the edtech industry, and it's currently growing at about 15%. And Nigeria accounts for over 1/4 of all the investment that's coming into the African edtech industry. The key stakeholders in my industry are the government, the regulators, the schools, the NGOs, the teachers, the parents, and the students. So I'm just going to wait for Toby to catch up. When I told you that 18 million kids can't read the lyrics to the national anthem and that they lack basic math sense, what I'm saying, I'm not just trying to pull figures from the air. I've got data to back it. Because over 70% of Nigerian kids aged 10 years old cannot read a simple sentence or solve a basic math problem, and that information is by UNESCO. And I probably know that you have your own experience, or you know someone, or you've been told stories about how challenging math can be sometimes. I've got my own story to share. I've got a young child, he's 11 years old, he's been homeschooled all his life. He's currently at university and he's studying maths. But recently I met another boy, he's Peter. He's 15 years old. He's in GSS2. He's been in GSS2 for the past 3 years. And it's likely that this year he's going to be repeating GSS2 again. And after speaking with Peter for a couple of minutes, I was able to figure out that the reason Peter fails at maths is because he can't make out the sentences in English. And so that was when I realized that we actually don't have a system to identify gaps early enough or to intervene quickly to prevent failure. If you can imagine, this child has spent 3 years in one class. And because I needed data to support my hypothesis that our intervention systems are non-existent, that they are ineffective, they are very poor, I sent out a survey and I interviewed key stakeholders. What we also did was we created a customer persona. Mrs. Chioma Nwankwo, she's the special advisor to the Commissioner of Education in Lagos State. And her goal is to enhance the quality of education. But her pain point is that she has limited funding. But she is motivated by impact and by legacy. We also have Mr. Adiola Akinlabi. He has to deal with inadequate resources like every other teacher and a lack of support from the system, the school, the community. But he's motivated by student success and community impact. We drew some insights, and those insights showed that stakeholders, they are limited by time, they are limited by funding, they are limited by resources, and they are limited by even comprehension. And so our solution takes an integrated approach to fixing gaps in the foundational maths and literacy skills. We use stories to make maths relatable. We use independent practice so that a learner can practice maths even when the teacher is not there, or maybe when the teacher doesn't understand, because we have issues where even teachers don't understand the subjects that they are teaching. And then we have an audio companion where the learner can learn in a local language to help him learn faster, to speed up comprehension. And what our plan is for capturing value is that we plan to sell termly workbooks with profit after sales of 2,000 Naira per workbook. I'm just waiting for Toby to catch up. Our go-to-market strategy is to sell 1 million of these workbooks across 4 channels. And by the end of 2024, we hope to have partnered with at least 2 major stakeholders. In the next 2-3 years, we hope to expand to a wider story-based STEM program. I just want to thank you so much for listening to me, and I would love to have your questions as well.
Thank you so much for that, Esther. That was amazing. That was really, really amazing. So right about now, we're going to be having our judges speak. Hello, Victor, Daniel. Hello, Victor, Yukiri. Esther has presented such an amazing pitch deck. So we would love to get a feedback from the both of you. Let me know if both of you can hear me. Hi, Victor, Daniel. Hi, Victor, Yukiri.
Hi.
Hello. All right, so who wants to go first? Victor, Daniel, you can go first.
All right, no problem. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, Esther. I love edutech. Honestly, what I'm seeing right now in Nigeria would need so much of um, edu-based platforms. We need to educate people. We need people to get to understand certain things. At early stage, it's going to reflect in possibly not immediately, but in few years to come, we'll know the impact on what we are doing. So it's a beautiful idea. Education can never, never, never be undermined at any point. And secondly, I love the part where also you're breaking these things into dialects that people could easily assimilate so they get to understand better. I had few of my educations in the north, and sometimes in the class when I think I was in primary school and they are trying to explain some things, people are lost and you say it in the local, they're like, oh, so it
Mhm.
gives that deeper understanding. Yes, English is our lingua franca, but still we are Nigerians, we have our own dialect, we have Igbo, we have others. So there are some things that are best explained your local data, and that should not even be thrown away. So it's good. It's an awesome opportunity. You go to some countries like South Africa, you see them still imbibing their dialect into English and not
Mhm.
throwing it away, else with better understanding, and also it's nice, beautiful. I think first question is I didn't see maybe of any data source on say, okay, this is maybe the untapped areas or areas where we have people who would really deeply need this, because of course I know it's not generalized to Nigeria, to everywhere in Nigeria. So I didn't get to see any data. I don't know if you have any that you didn't put in the slide.
So at the very first slide, actually, is that data is from UNESCO that tells us that in Nigeria, that 18 million children aged 10 in different primary schools. So these are children that are already in school. We're not even talking about those that are out of school. We know there's 20 million upwards of them, but for those that are in school, 18 million of them are not even reading at their level, or they're not even solving maths at the level that they need to be. So that statistic is from UNESCO.
Okay, all right, thank you. So second question is how do you now get this product idea to them? How are you trying to harness it? Yeah, you could start from a small primary or secondary school or kindergarten, but how do you intend to, scale with the product, let's say 2, 3, 4 states? Are you developing a platform, a product for it? Or how do you in general just intend to scale?
Okay. So for the very first question you asked, we when we spoke to teachers, we got information about their needs, and then they told us that we would need to like maybe partner with, and they gave us contacts and referrals of people that we can partner with, the special advisor to the Commissioner of Education in that state, organizations that are facing education and trying to maybe like solve the problem of education as well, so that it has to be a top-down approach instead of going from school to school. Because a lot of times when it comes to education, the textbooks, the workbooks, the materials that are used actually are based off of what has been instructed or given to them by the government. And so we are taking that approach and working with the government agencies and working with other agencies. Teach for Nigeria, for example, we spoke with some of their teachers that have been sent to different places in Ogun State and Lagos State. In terms of scaling to other states, the same approach. We've got 4 main channels. I'm not sure if Toby shared that. That's the partnership with the Ministry of Education in that state, with relevant stakeholders and organizations like TFN, but specific to that particular state. We also plan to have physical sales. We have an upcoming exhibition, so we are producing our first batch in preparation for that exhibition. We also plan to have digital channels as selling online basically. And then yeah, those are the main channels that we are looking at.
All right, all right. Thank you, thank you. But at any point, I would also want to chip in. It's good going directly to work partner with the government. They can give you like easy access to a lot of infrastructures, but you should also not really undermine private partners. Also, you could do a lot because if you go to a bit more rural part of Nigeria, you see a lot of things that private organizations are doing. It's going to surprise you. Areas where there's no even government institution, there are private guys there. And one thing about I've done a few things with the government, they take their time. They take
Yeah.
their time to do this, to do that, to get this document laid out. So yes, it's good. They give you access to a lot of things coming from the top, but also I think you can also explore private partners. They would give you easier access. Let me put it that way to other aspects. Then also there are areas that even in Nigeria currently you might not even find a government institution, but few private guys would still want to go into those areas. Then in the long run, if you get to work with a very strong private body, if it's international, then they grant you the access to do this because it's not a Nigerian problem, definitely, to do this in other African countries, and then scaling also come into place. Um, Lastly, I would also want to find out, um, do you have any plans on making money with this, or are you looking into getting support from partners, or the government, or how do you intend to push this through, or do you have plans on making money with this?
So I shared the business model as part of the slides, which is through the sales of workbooks that will be temp to term workbooks, and the production cost per workbook is estimated to be about 3,000 naira. The revenue we're looking at about 5,000 naira per workbook, and that'll make us will give us a profit left of 2,000 naira per workbook.
Okay, so generally you are profiting from the sales of this workbook.
Yeah.
Okay, that's nice. School. I would also want you to to also look at some other aspect in maybe profitability from this. The workbooks are nice. Yes, you could get them to children, get it to sell, but looking at the project itself, I also want you to consider which other aspects can we also, generate some other revenue to keep the project moving, and of course to make sure that it's profitable rather. So it's nice. I really do not have any other questions to ask. It's beautiful. I love edutech. I love platforms that bring about education, and this is well put out. So nice job. Well done.
Thank you so much, Victor.
All right. Hi, Esther. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
All right. Again, good work. I think it was good work, and I mean that in all sense. Quick observation: when you're presenting, I know that people find it awkward saying things next slide, next slide, next slide, right? So I also find it awkward. I don't like to do it. So just give me the pointer, so I don't have to say next slide, right? So, well, where you don't have that option of the point, I think you should say it, because at some point it created some disparity. So you were saying something, I wasn't seeing it, and I was saying something else, and then the presenter was struggling to catch up. That can just, because I mean, when you are communicating, right, emotions are supposed to be heightened. The idea is to arrest emotional attention such
Mm.
that you can create, a sensation in their psychology, and that's what they feel. It's all about feeling. You more like you're cooking a meal. When you taste when you sense the aroma, it just invites you, it draws you in. You don't even know what it is, but the aroma is so enticing. So it's very important to build up your communication in such a way that that emotional attention is really sustained from the beginning right until the very end. It was a very good slide. I think it's the best I've seen today. Maybe because you already, I mean, I would call you like advanced level. So you're more advanced than the other people. So I think you're clear about what you want to do. One question though, who are your primary customers? The people paying you money, who are the people?
So those are the teachers, and those are the people that are invested in seeing kids in low income communities learn. So I'm passionate about because I know that there is this market that a lot of people aren't going into because they feel learners in low income communities can't pay for the services. So our goal is to actually find the people that can pay on behalf of them, which is why we're looking at, like Victor said, the government, looking at private institutions, looking at organizations that are looking for opportunities for CSR, and looking at teachers that want to introduce innovative, and schools that want to introduce innovative learning to their students.
Okay, if Nigeria is your serviceable obtainable market, which is like your primary market, I think you should forget about, well, not totally forget. So I use the word forget to exaggerate. So you know how important what I want to say is. So I'll use, so forget is quote unquote about the teachers, right? How many teachers really care about, you know, what you care about, right? They just care about, let me teach this and get out of this class and get my pay at the end of the month. Whether it's private school, whether it's, government school, right? And so if you're doing education, if you want to do grassroots education, in Nigeria, you have to do B2G very well. And you've got to be very bullish about your biggest business model is B2G, which is business to government, right? And when you're doing business to government, you target for upfront sustainability. Imagine that they so your book becomes recommended at UBE, Universal Basic Education, across all the 6 geopolitical zones. That's the end. Do you know how long it takes for revision of educational curriculum to happen in this country? It takes a lot of time. In fact, even with other countries too. It's not something you revise every other year. So imagine that they put your book as, okay, this everybody must have this book. All, let's even say all primary 4 pupils must have this book across the 6 geopolitical zone. Do you know that you are going to be in serious money, right? Because so in Nigeria, we're still on the mandatory part of education, right? It's still very much mandatory, which is it is what the ogas say. That's what we use, right? Nobody has time to be saying what will really bring about, the transformation of people. Nobody cares about that as of today. But once you're able to get the right authorities to, make it a law such that your book is snuck into, the curriculum, right? Or the curricula, so that means everybody in every state. I used to have, well, I have a friend who does nonprofit education. So what she does is to ensure that once all these educational books are out, she just goes to the decision makers. There's no need talking to decision makers. Now her secondary primary customers are parents, because the parents is more, has some, how do I put it now? So they are investing into the child, right? The child is like a return on investment. So when you have a stake in something, just like now, if you have, properties worth 100 billion naira, right, in Nigeria, are you going to say, oh, let Nigeria burn, let us everybody go there, let's just scatter this country? You're not going to say that, because you have a property worth 100 billion naira. So you have a stake, you are a stakeholder in the country. So you won't say things like that. So people that say things like, oh, let's scatter everywhere, they are not stakeholders, which is, if you scatter this thing, I have nothing to lose. So parents are stakeholders, teachers are, stakeholder is like something we say as nomenclature. Oh, teachers are supposed to be stakeholders, but in the behavioral practice, they are not stakeholders. When you talk to a teacher, they don't really care. In fact, they don't care about the pupils that they are teaching. Theirs is just, I'm waiting for my salary at the end. It's another job for them. So teaching in Nigeria or in underdeveloped nations is a job. And that's why you see this non-profit, Teaching is supposed to be a calling, a passion. I think it's a calling. It's an assignment. It's not something anybody can just go and do. And in fact, I think teaching should be like law, medicine and law. So you have to be properly trained. You have to take an oath that you're going to impact lives. Anything you're going to do, you're contributing. So you should be taking an oath. And if you go against that oath, we should hang you. You should die by firing squad, right? Because I mean, teachers are the greatest surgeons, right? Because a teacher is producing a lawyer, a surgeon, a doctor, different people. So I think teachers are the most important people. But for your product, they are not stakeholders, right? It's just another job for them. So you want to go to the real stakeholders, the real decision makers, which are the people in government, people in power. Once you can get them to see what you're saying and see the need to make your book a law. Imagine all governors in all the states have said this is the book everybody must have in all the schools, whether private or whether government. You're going to be in money, right? So you maybe win another 4 years. Oh, okay, another 4 years. Oh, we don't need that book anymore, right? So your job is to keep convincing the next people in power that this book is a need. This book is so your secondary can just be the parents because they're also stakeholders. If a father is interested in what the child, or if he knows that, Tokumbo's son is getting more because of a certain educational after school lessons. So the idea with after school lessons is it's a competition thingy. To be honest, most parents didn't start out wanting to enroll their kids in after school lessons. When you see that, the child at the next door, neighbor is enrolled, and you're asking, why is my own child not enrolled? So it's that competition. Oh, let me enroll my child. Oh, when you're done teaching, come and teach my own child too, right? So that they can be getting the same value, So that's the idea with, and then that then blew up after school lessons. People doing them, they made a lot of money, prep class, tutors. There are many startups that came up that period, and everybody wanted their kids to do after school lessons because if you're not doing it, you're missing out. There's that FOMO effect and everything, right? So, and that's how after school lessons really became a thing. If you dig deep, it wasn't because people wanted their child to be high flying. That's another reason, but because it was a competitive edge thingy, right? So I think I want to look at it that angle. Parents are your second, secondary customers, but you see the government, right? If you're going to be working with schools, the government are your go-to. But if you are just an edtech where you say, you know what, your kids can come and pass jam in one sitting, you have no business with government. So you just go to parents and sell it to them. I know that your child has suffered taking jam 3 times. You don't need to do that. They can take jam in one sitting. I have qualified. So you don't have any business with any government, any educational, board. You just focus on the parents. But what you're trying to sell, you have a lot of business with the government. So get them to buy into what you're doing. Once you can get their support and their stamp, that's it. All you need to do is just keep, in that sense, rubbing their head, to ensure that they keep agreeing. Because once you stamp it, just keep ensuring that every year, it becomes, and then what you're going to focus on is just producing these books, production, because there's already so your demand will constantly exceed your supply because the government has said this is the book everybody must use. So you are going to be in demand all the time. You're going to be in demand, right? And that's how really to win when you're working with the government, right? So you go very bullish, very aggressive, work with your contacts, and then get it to be institutionalized. Once it becomes legalized, that's it. You just focus on, producing that book and every other. But I wish you all the best. I think you're on to something, and I'm also playing in education. I'm also an educator by training too as well. So I love education too. So well done, and all the best.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Victor. Thank you, Victor Daniel. Thank you, Victor Ikere. Thank you so much, Esther. This has been amazing, amazing, amazing. I mean, who could have thought? Wow. Well done, well done, well done. That was amazing, Esther. Thank you so much. Thank you for all the founders that have pitched just today. You guys did a very, very great job. And I mean, I really can't do what you guys did. Forget this paparazzi that I'm doing. You guys did the main thing and you guys did absolutely well. Well done, guys. Well done, well done, well done. Please help me congratulate them on the comment section. Give them a thumbs up, give them a clapping emoji, anything to encourage them. They have done amazingly well, well, well. Right about now, we are going to be going on a very short break while our judges go and deliberate and just have a few sessions. We'll be back in a few minutes, so you can take a walk, stretch a bit. For our founders that just pitch, I mean, you can breathe out now. I'm sure some of you have been holding in that breath for so long. You can breathe out now. You can take a walk. Feel free. Just ease the stress. Yes, ease the stress. That's the word. And we'll be back in a short while. So while we wait for the judges, ensure that you just take your time, stretch a bit, and just have fun. Thank you so much. We'll be back very shortly.
You muted, Toby.
My bad. I'm so sorry. How are you guys feeling?
Oh, doing great. Thank you.
Well,
Tehili, how do you feel? I can see you're literally breathing out like you've been doing that a lot.
I'm not really.
How was it? Tell me.
So in our last advisory session, I think one of the things Cynthia emphasized was to weave a story and to practice a lot. So I did a lot of that, and it was
Awesome.
more or less second nature what I was doing. Yeah.
Oh, great, great, great. What about you, Esther?
I think it went really well. I really appreciated the feedback that I got from the founders from the panel. I
Judges.
really loved, yeah, I loved how that especially the advice about who to focus on in the tech the community I'm looking at. That was really beautiful. So I'm so grateful for that.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. I mean, I'm just here thinking, oh my God, how are you guys doing this thing? Just this little anchoring that I'm doing, and I'm like off the roof. But you guys did it so well, especially you, Esther. You were so calm. I'm like, how is she doing this so calm? And that was really, really amazing. So, just in a few seconds, tell us generally how has the Launchpad program been for you guys? I mean, every week for the past 8 weeks or more, you guys are either having a founder session, an advisory section, facilitator section back to back. You're doing one research or the other. I'm sure during your advisory section or your founder section, someone will say something and you're like, oh wow, I didn't think about it this way. So how has it been really? What are the myths that you guys had before now, and how have they been able to debunk it? Basically, how's your experience been so far?
Well,
Do you want
I
to go
think
first,
for
Esther?
me, I'm happy to go. For me, it's been amazing. Like, I'm so grateful that I, at the very last minute, made a decision. I just saw the emails like, this email has been disturbing me for a while. Let me check what it's about.
Yeah.
It was just a last minute whim, and I just okay, let
Oh
me go
wow.
for it. I even sent a text say I think I have passed the deadline. Why don't you like?
Yes.
But all the things that I learned, I'm so grateful that it was a well spent 8 weeks. I think one of the main things that I'm going to take with me is just being in the face of your customer, like just
Mhm.
going to them, keep on asking the questions, getting the data. Don't sit back and build without understanding what's happening out there. So like just that the constant continuous conversations, and it's becoming even enjoyable for me right now to just pick up the phone, meet a random person, say, oh, this is what I'm doing, can I have a chat with you about this? And seeing how that people are so invested in education, because when you're passionate about what you're doing, like you want to let people know, and those the engaging conversations that come out of it, that was just so beautiful to witness, and I want to continue that going forward as well.
That's amazing. That's amazing. How about you, Tehili? What do you have to say to us?
Yeah, it's really hard to put in 8 weeks of experience into just a few sentences, but honestly, it's been
Right?
awesome. Just like Esther stated. I think for me, one of the first shockers was when we had our first advisory session, and Cynthia was like, "So what have you been up to?" And we are like, I'm like, I mean, it's just simply telling that hey, startup life is not for the faint-hearted, and it's not for people that want to sit and rest their hours. You gotta get going and all of that. I think for me, one of the greatest takeaways that I would always go with. I mean, there's so many lessons I've learned. The biggest one is to really really fall in love with the problem, and
Mm-hmm.
once you understand the problem, then the solutions just keep coming. And we saw
Yeah.
that in play. I also love the very very practical nature. A lot of times we came into our advisory sessions thinking one thing, and then um, I mean, we just saw it from a totally different perspective when we had our discussion with Cynthia. So it's just been an amazing 8 weeks, and I'm very surprised as to why there's not many people signing up for this. And I, without being paid, Toby and Cynthia, I'm going to be grateful for SDC because I really feel this is knowledge that people, especially in Nigeria, with the rate of failures in startups, heavily invested startups, I mean, funded startups, I mean to say, failing here and there. There's almost no month that we don't hear of one failure or the other. I think with this knowledge, that is going to greatly reduce. So I'm really happy that I joined the class, and I'm an advocate for what is happening right here.
Thank you so much, Tehile. Hi, Winifred. You joined the conversation a bit little late, but I mean, you're forgiven, right? How are you doing? How do you feel? How was it like pitching first?
Oh my God, it was going first was like a setup, but it's fine, it's fine. I was actually
I'm
happy to
sorry.
go first. I was happy to like just get it out of my system and just
Right.
follow the remaining part of the program. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. So when you got the feedback from the judges, how did you feel? Did it come as a shocker, or did you have this like shock as well and like whatever you want to say, at least my guards are up like this. I'm ready for you right now. Or what was it like for you basically? How did you feel? And what are you going to do differently going forward? Because I know they gave quite a lot of constructive feedback. So what are you going to be doing forward differently?
So yeah, the feedback didn't come as a shock per se, because I
Okay.
I 100% agree with everything they said. Um, I think the mistake I made on my part was, first of all, not being I was more focused on communicating what was on the pitch there than just talking, like,
Yeah.
yeah, like just explaining from what me I know, like what's in my head. I was just more focused on, carrying them along with the pitch deck. But
Mm-hmm.
going forward right now, I think this whole program and this pitching session has left a lot for me to think about and to reassess. Starting from, implementing the feedback of everything into the next course of action I will be embarking on right now. And also in terms of pitching, I've learned a whole lot. The main thing they told me that really got to me was in terms of trying to communicate emotions. So that I think I failed to communicate that based on the fact that I was just reading directly from that. You don't communicate emotions like that. You communicate emotions by talking from emotions, not by reading something from the screen, that kind of thing. So yeah, that mostly. Other things, but that one mostly. Yeah.
Oh, that was amazing. I mean, I think Esther took the feedback where they said you should not wait for your slide and read from it. I think she took it very personally because she was just going like, I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, how do I
So
even meet
that's
up?
that's the that's the disadvantage of going first, because if
It was-
I would have gotten that feedback from them and implemented it, but then I went first, so
And then at the same time,
struggle.
Tehile was in between. He did not know whether to go or whether not to go. He was just like, okay, what do I do next? Do I go from my head or do I wait? But I mean, you guys did amazing. I'm sure Cynthia is somewhere smiling ear to ear and she's like, wow, I can't believe that we did this. I'm so excited. I'm so proud of you guys. And I mean, in the next few years, when I see you guys up or something, I'm like, yeah, I know them. Yeah, I actually do know these people. And it's so amazing. You guys are doing well. So just one quick question. I mean, Esther had already said that one. So at what point did you know that you wanted to sign up for this program? Because just like Esther said, we sent a lot of messages. I promise you, we sent, I think every week we sent like 3 messages every other week. And that was a lot. So at what point did you say, you know what, I think I want to actually do this and get it done with? So let me hear from you, Tehile.
Okay, so for me, I typically it's just my nature. I don't really need a lot of convincing. Once I
Oh,
I mean I got a feel of what it will be from the free tutorials, and that alone I well, let me know, maybe I shouldn't say, but I was asking why is it not priced? Because that the insights or the amount of knowledge you get from the free course alone, it
it's
just
mind
I mean
blowing.
my mind was already made up that hey, I'm going to sign
Yeah.
up for this. Even the meals, maybe I'm a different kind of customer. The meals didn't really do much of convincing me because I was already taken away. So I would say I'd made up my mind once I'd gone through the free STC course and the content of it, which I had gone. I'm still, this is like the third time I'm going through it. While in the course, I went through it again the first
Wow.
time, second time. So
Wow.
for me, my mind was made up. Yeah, the meals will just maybe just remind us, hey, this thing is starting. Make sure you pay and all of that. So that I made up my mind once I'd gone through the first course. That for me was it.
All right, that's amazing. So what about you, Winifred?
Yeah, so mine was like a last minute thing. I was already in the process of like trying to start the Hardy platform with my co-founders. When the process of talking to investors, we're trying to fundraise, it wasn't working out. Deep down, I knew like we still had a lot of things to work on, but I didn't really think to look for an accelerator program or a founders program to join to do anything like that. I had a pitch deck. I just kept trying to talk to engage investors. Then a friend of mine just sent I think he saw what Cynthia posted on Instagram, and then he DM'd her and told her, "Oh, there's a friend of mine working on her startup right now. I think she would really benefit from this." And then Cynthia gave him all the details, and then he forwarded them to me. And then I think the day I joined, it was already like the final day, like the deadline to join. So I
Yeah.
just quickly rushed through the startup school. Those lectures, they are like 1 hour plus each one. So I didn't even sleep that night because I had to finish them before I proceed to signing up for the launchpad. So throughout the night, I just went through all the lectures and then I signed up on time before the time elapsed, and that was it.
That's amazing. I think you and Esther, you guys have a thing for doing last minute thing, but that's fine. We are very okay with it. That's actually really nice. Esther, do you want to say anything different? Was there another thing that made you to sign up? Anything at all?
Well, it was just that. It was just I told Cynthia that I think after this, because just knowing what I know now, that I realized that like putting yourself in a situation where you're constantly having to challenge yourself and ask yourself questions about what you're building is really helpful for you in the long run. And so I was like saying after this, I probably will sign up again in August. Just in that environment consistently to know that okay, I'm building this like it's right here in my face. So yeah, I
Mm,
just want to say thank you so much for the wealth of information, the things I've learned. Just her selflessness as well, just her giving it time during the meetings, the one-to-one meetings. It's so beautiful. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that, Cynthia. And then Toby,
that's
thank you too as well.
Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. I mean, I should let you guys go and cool off now and just relax. Take a cool bottle of water, very chilled, and just relax. We'll be back very soon. So, I mean, you guys can just go off now and have a good time. Thank you so much, guys. And I mean, you've heard from these founders themselves, and I personally do not think you need an extra convincing. And if you just feel like you need a little bit of convincing, I would advise you sign up for SDC Startup School's course. It's absolutely free and it's self-paced. It's something you can do at the comfort of your home. And just like Tahili said, the wealth of knowledge in that course honestly is going to blow your mind except if for some reasons you just feel like, oh, this is not it. But if you open up your mind, you're willing to learn and gain new experiences, trust me, you should actually sign up. You could start from there. I mean, from now till August is a long time to finish the SDC Startup School free course and sign up for the Launchpad program. We are starting a new cohort in program. We're coming back bigger. I mean, you heard Esther said if she has the opportunity, she would want to sign up again. So I don't know why you would still be stalling and doubting. Okay, is this something I want to do? You should actually absolutely do it. And if you want to sign up, you can just send us a message, send us a mail, or you can comment. I don't mind signing up. Can I get more information? And I'm sure that our staffs and faculty will take a look at it and ensure that they put you through. Or you can send a mail to sdcstartupschool@gmail.com. If you also want to sign up for the Startup Schools course, which is absolutely free, self-paced, it's something you can start and you can just time yourself and do it at your own pace. You can as well do that at www.sdcstartupschool.com and take the course immediately. And the amazing part of it is that once you're done with the course, you get a certificate. I mean, you actually get a certificate that, oh, I attended the SDC Startup School. I just completed my course. You can showcase it. You can upload it on your LinkedIn, on all platforms. And the even more amazing thing is that once you're done, you get to join the community group. You can join the community group. And I promise you, that is the best community that you want to be on. Not to blow our trumpet, because I mean, from experience, you can tell that we are the best at what we do, right? So we have amazing founders, individuals building amazing stuff. You get to ask your questions. You take in the course, and for some reasons you need clarity on something, you can ask your questions there. You are a founder and you're facing a challenge in your startup, you can ask your questions there, and there are people to answer you. There are founders experience to answer you. Cynthia is there to answer you. I mean, this is a platform you actually want to be on. So the idea of the platform is you are not just building by yourself. You have a pool of individuals that you guys are running this race together, because like I think it's Victor Yekere that said so. The moment you decide that you want to be a founder, man, you have just gone on a self-destructive lane. Anything that comes, you should actually be willing to accept it. So imagine doing this with pool of different other founders in different sectors. So you feel down, you can come online and you can get some form of encouragement from other founders. So this is a lot or more reasons why you should sign up for the Launchpad course. Another reason why you should sign up for the SDC Startup Schools course, if by any chance you have not gone through it. Again, the Launchpad is starting again, its third cohort in August. From this month, we're going to start sending out mails again. Yes, we're going to start sending out more mails. So you can sign up immediately. You can send us a DM and we'll be glad to have you on board. And another amazing thing, just like you heard from our amazing founders, and to really surprise you that we didn't even have all our founders on board due to different activities, but as an SDC Launchpad partaker, you get to enjoy so much discounts from these services that these partners have to offer. And when I say discounts, juicy discounts, really juicy discounts. And I mean, these are things that will help you build better, help you do better. And it's so amazing. So, I mean, I don't know why you haven't signed up. You should sign up. And all right. So I can see that our judges are back online. And we're about to hear the results of this amazing pitch. And they have had the conversation, they have spoken, they have deliberated, and they are here to announce the results. So the time that we've been waiting for again is here. Everybody is back to the hot seats. So with no further ado, I'm going to be inviting both judges, and they'll just give a final remark. Then Victor Danian will be giving us an announcement, and we'll take it up from there. Hi, Victor. Hi, Victor Danian. Hello, guys. Good afternoon, everyone.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good
All right, so
afternoon.
I'll go first then. Since Victor is the one with the Victor is like a Buchanan GDN. So Victor
Right.
is just go first, before the
All right.
most important person, goes. All right, I think it was a very good one. Just to say thank you to Cynthia and the entire team of SDC Launchpad Startup School. for the work that you're doing. I mean, Toby as well. I think it's a very important thing for the ecosystem, right? I put up on LinkedIn that, the reason why most entrepreneurs fail, right? There are several reasons. People, they say things like, oh, lack of product market fit, lack of the right team, lack of access to funding, and poor execution. But the truth of the matter is, the real reason is ignorance, actually, right? Ignorance is the actual reason. When you look at lack of execution, it's ignorance. Access to funding, ignorance, right? When you look at poor execution, ignorance, you know, um, product market fit, ignorance. Because what you know is all you've learned, and all you've learned is not all there is to know. And so I will encourage entrepreneurs, startup founders, business owners listening right now. You must seek knowledge. Very important, right? You must seek knowledge. The gap between where you are and where you want to be is knowledge, pretty much. I think it begins with knowing what to execute, knowing how to execute, knowing when to execute, knowing where to execute. And you can find all of these, solid knowledge at the SDC Startup School. So I think they're doing great work, right? Cutting short the mistakes, right? Knowledge is just a gap shortener. It shortens the gap, right? It bridges and shortens the gap. Why repeat the mistakes that someone has made? There's no need to do that, right? When you glean on, the knowledge of other people, the stories of other people, right? You're able to do better. So good work, SDC, and to all people that pitched today, Winifred, Tahile, and Streetwise. I forgot. Oh, that's Esther, right? Esther, Winifred, and Tahila. Good job. Like I said, you've just, started your journey on one of the ways to die. And guess what? You know how they say it in Nigeria. If you talk to experienced founders, they will say, oh, one of the most important rule of startups is don't die, right? Rule one, don't die. Rule two, remember not to die. Rule three, if you want to die, remember that you should not die, right? So that's like the three important rules. So in essence, when you give up, that's the end, right? So you must always keep iterating, you must always keep, looking for loopholes, listening to the customers, right? So you've done a great job by even taking the initiative, right, to try, right? Because I believe that there are two levels of failure. The first level is that not even trying at all. That's by default, automatic failure, right? Not trying, right? The next level is that you try and then you fail. The second level of failure leads you right on to success as you keep trying and failing repeatedly, right? Repeatedly. But the first level is that you don't even want to try. So by default, you are a failure, right? In fact, the first person who never tried is already a failure, right? For not deciding not to try, you are a failure. But the guy who tried and failed is not a failure. He's just going through a process, a journey. He's on a journey to success. The journey to succeeding with your product is, laced with a lot of failings and failings and failings. So that's what they call it, pay forward, pay forward. Right. So I want to commend you guys for deciding to try. It doesn't matter whether you end up building $1 billion startup, right? Whether you become a unicorn, that's not what's important. It is that you decided to be among those who will not just complain about the problem, but decide to do something which is try to solve the problem. So well done, and kudos. I can only wish you all the best in that journey. I would hand over to my partner, Victor, who doubles at Ebuka, to release the golden whatever. Yeah, well done.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you, Victor. And I really enjoyed, being part of this, listening to you guys speak. It was really awesome. It was so difficult to even say, oh, okay, this person did excellent, because you were all, see, you guys were all perfect and nice. Listening first to, I think, Hadi, understanding how, she had created impact, looking how she was building, working up the product, her business model, Then I think Japa Ease was next, and also how he was able to answer questions, and being passionate about what he's building, because seeing the passion also speaks a lot about what you're doing. Then I think last was Street School. Amazing idea, amazing things she's already doing. So it was really a eye opener. I think this is my first time coming here, and I'm so excited. I want to be part of this at any opportunity I get again. I'll just say one thing, right? There's this book that talks about how nations become great, and it spoke about a certain nation currently that's very popular, that they were in a kind of fix at a certain time in their life. Nothing was working, there was no money, there was no infrastructure, and they were kind of grounded. And the question was, how would they come out great? And not to take so much time, the answer was SMEs and startups. It was the startups that they had that grew, and helped the country, had better economy, things began to move better. People were migrating to come and work with the startups, and the country became excellently great. Currently, they are doing so well that everybody wants to go there. And but if you read that book, you will see their past history. They were so much in poverty. So you guys are superheroes. You guys are the ones that will be reckoning with in future. You are the ones taking Nigeria to greater levels, not just Nigeria, of course, Africa, and the world in general. And that, of course, that country was the United States. I think you can try read that book. So you guys are doing so well. It's easier said than done to say, okay, I want to do a startup in my head, than to come down to study, to put it into actual writing, to even put it into action. It's easier said than done. When you've started it, when you've started working on a few things, have one or two failures, that's when you also really be grateful for people that have really gone out there to put the work. So it's not that easy. I think I wish there was a way we could all clap simultaneously and everybody could see. So please, let's clap for all the guys that were able to pitch Hardy, Japa Ease, and Street School. All right. So for this year, at a very, very great and tough time making a decision, we'll call on Street School Education. Hi, Esther. Amazing work done. We are proud of you, as also your other colleagues, and we love what you're doing, and we like how you've been able to put in your zeal, the impact, looking at the bigger picture, and we are just recognizing you and appreciating you for all you've done, and we don't want you to relent. This shouldn't be a time to relax. We need you to go forward and do more. you know there's this saying that says, if your product is as useful as a toothbrush, you're on to a winner. So you've created an amazing product. Don't relent. There might be a few iterations. Of course, iterations come in play. Go refine it. Look at things. Get ideas. Get education. Ask people. And next time we meet, we want to see you at another amazing level. And I'll be like, okay, is this Esther or not? So please keep working, keep building. Yes, you might make mistakes, but please do not relent. Thank you so much. And also, great well done to your colleagues, Hardy and Japa Ease. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Congratulations, Esther. An amazing work you have done. I mean, congratulations. Oh, okay. So let's just play a congratulatory song for you because you deserve it, right? Congratulations, Esther. Congratulations. I mean, everybody, Let me see your emojis, your excited emojis on the group, anything in the comment section. Thank you so much. Congratulations, Esther. Congratulations, Tehili. Congratulations, Winifred. We are super proud of you guys. Congratulations. Stand up for the champion. Oh my God, I'm so happy for you.
Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up.
Thank you once again. Congratulations, Esther. You have done a really amazing work, and we are so happy for you. Congratulations, Tehile. Congratulations, Winifred. You guys have made us so proud. You guys have done so well. 8 weeks long is no jokes, and we are so happy for you. Thank you once again. Congratulations, Esther. Hi, Tehile.
Hi, Toby.
Congratulations. How
Thank
do you
you.
feel actually? I
Oh,
mean,
I'm really excited. I'm happy. I'm glad that Esther won. She put in the work, and of course. But for me, everybody's a
right?
winner as long as we got to this stage.
Yes, actually, we are all winners.
Uh,
You got to this
I
stage, you
feel
pitched. That's amazing.
absolutely, absolutely.
Yes, that's amazing. Thank you so much. So you'll be giving us the closing speech right now. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, SDC School, for giving me this opportunity. We've come to the end of our 8 weeks journey, and I just want to take a moment and reflect on what we've achieved together over the past 8 weeks, and express all my gratitude, deepest gratitude to everybody, the STC team, and everybody that I meet. First, I want to congratulate Esther, of course, for winning. Congratulations, well done to you and your team, and we wish you nothing but excellence and progress in everything you're going to do. I'm sure over the 8 past weeks we've immersed ourselves in different kinds of things. The challenging world of being a startup. I already shared my experience of how the first advisory session was, and the startup world is not for slackers. It's not for people that want to rest their oars. You've got to get up and get going. We all began with different individual ideas and ambitions, and we came and merged as a team. The program has been a very incredible journey of learning, growth, and transformation for each and every one of us. We explored different foundational principles of building a startup. We delve into very essential topics like market research, product development, building business models, funding strategies, go-to-market tactics, and so many other things that I wouldn't have the time to mention. And each session was like a building block, block by block, adding up to what we've done. And I'm sure I speak for myself and for every other person that we are better off than when we came in. I think one of the most significant aspects of what the FCC school does is the hands-on experience it offers. So right from the get-go, it's all about work, 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 and that's the mindset. Yeah, there's work, but there's also time for relaxation as well, and that's why we have the advisory sessions where we let go. We've had the opportunities of kind of putting some of the real-life theories into work. So how are you validating your hypothesis? Some of us took out surveys, some of us took out real-life interviews. So this is not book knowledge again; it's actual knowledge again, and we are very, very grateful for that. That practical approach is something that I think every startup founder or intending startup needs. Okay, I want to extend our heartfelt gratitude to Cynthia and all the mentors. Some of them were on the call today as well. Victor Daniel was in one of our sessions. We want to really, really appreciate you, your guidance, your insights, all your encouragements have been crucial to our development. And at least some of them also shared their stories with us, and we were able to see some of the complexities. It's always better to see from the perspective of somebody who has been on that journey rather than you trying to go all alone. And thank you for all the wisdom, and thank you for helping us to navigate through some of these complexities. And also, I want to say thank you to the fellow participants from the different teams. Uh, Thank you for the collaboration and support that we enjoy from you. As we conclude this program, let us remember that this is just the beginning. The knowledge and the skills that we've acquired, and some of the tools we've learned how to use, the frameworks we've learned how to use, are just the beginning. And there's a lot in growth. In the spirit of innovation and continuous learning, I would encourage every one of us to stay curious, stay hungry, Of course, we have to stay connected, know how each other, we know how the startup world is. We need to be able to encourage each other, and thankfully, we have a community that helps us do that. And before I conclude, I want to share one quote that I always inspires me. It says that the best way to predict the future is just to create it. So in our different problems, in our different ways, or trying to solve one problem or the other, we're actually creating the future and therefore predicting the future. And just like Victor said in his closing remark, that uh, a country became better because people decided to create that future. We also are creating the future that we want to see. We want to see a better Nigeria. We want to see a better startup ecosystem. SDC has taken the first step. We are also following suit. And I'm very optimistic that the future holds a better place for us in the country. And thank you once again to everybody. Thank you to the SDC team, specifically to Toby for organizing and supporting us throughout this journey, badging her, he DMs all the time. Toby, help with this, set up the stage and all of that. She's been very responsive. I sometimes wonder how she's able to do all of that. And to our mentors, Cynthia, the principal of SDC School, thank you very much. And to all my cohorts, all the members of the cohorts, let's go out there, continue building, and we believe that we'll make Nigeria great again. Thank you once again from my hand.
Thank you so much, Tehile. That was amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you. I mean, we've heard from Tehile, we've heard from everyone. Once again, a very, very big and hearty congratulations to all our founders. We are very much proud of you at SDC Startup School and Launchpad program. We are super, super, super proud of you. Thank you so much. Thank you for putting in your time. Thank you for the commitment. Thank you for taking corrections. Thank you for applying them. We are grateful. And to our amazing, amazing judges, Victor Onyekere and Victor Danian, thank you so much. We understand how busy your schedule can be, and you have been with us here for over 3 hours. We are sincerely grateful. And just like Victor Denian said, we hope to have you again in the next batch. Of course, we'll be very, very glad to have you. Thank you so much. I believe that with everything that we have said and everything that these founders have said before now, you do not need an extra convincing to join the next cohort of the SDC Launchpad program. And even more interesting is starting in August, right? So you can just start sending in your messages. You can send us a message to make inquiries on SDC Startup School at gmail.com, and we'll be glad to put you through the steps of registering. The link to register is on the comment already, so you can as well just go there, copy the link, and join in. Everyone, if you want to also sign up to for the SDC Startup School as well, you can do so. Tehile himself made mention that the wealth of knowledge in that course is so much. I mean, and the more interesting thing about it is it's self-paced. You can do it at your timing. You can go back, rewatch it, go back again, rewatch it, just to soak in every information that you are going to get. Once again, thank you so much for everyone that came out and joined us in this live session. We are super grateful. Thank you, and we hope to actually see you next time. By the next batch, we hope to see you sign up. We also hope to see you in the next live section. Look out for other content from SDC Startup School. Ensure that you're following us on LinkedIn. You can also follow us here on YouTube as we post amazing information on the ecosystem. Also, do well to follow Cynthia on Instagram at Cynthia Ichisom, and follow her on Twitter as well, and follow her on LinkedIn. I promise you that the information that she puts out on this platform is enough to get you going. I promise you, if you apply each of these information, you can actually start going. And then once you join the community, you then join the Launchpad program. I mean, the sky will literally be your starting point, if you ask me. So do well to follow Cynthia. You can also catch up on her podcast session where she has conversation with amazing founders, and they speak about their journeys and startup stories with Cynthia on all streaming platform. Once again, thank you so much. Congratulations to Esther, and congratulations to all our graduating launchers. We at Launchpad, we are proud of you, and we know that the skies are just your starting point. We can't wait to see the amazing things that you're going to do. Have a great day, everybody. We call it a day. And please, if you have any inquiries, you have any questions, you can drop a comment, and we'll do well to reply them as soon as we can. Or you can send us a mail at sdcstartupschool@gmail.com, and we will be so prompt to reply your messages and your inquiries. Have a beautiful Saturday afternoon, and goodbye. Thank you so much, everybody.
Here we go, it's getting close. Now it's just who wants it most. It's just life, that's how it is. 'Cause we have our strengths and weaknesses. Oh, I have vision, oh, can't you see? I'm on the move, make way for me. So stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up. And when I fall down, I have to pick myself back up. And when I fall down, I have to pick myself back up. And when I fall down, I have to pick myself back up. And when I fall down, I have to pick myself up. Stand up for the champions, for the champions.